And this will be my movie review for the A24 film Civil War. Now, I want to remind you that this will contain no spoilers at all whatsoever. So if you haven't seen the film, it is A-okay. I am not going to spoil the film for you, but I will go ahead and say, guys, that I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. When I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they are making a film that's about this. You know, this is going to strike some controversy, and it's going to make a number of people that are very upset. Is this going to be Republicans versus Democrats, red versus blue, liberals versus conservatives, Joe Biden versus Donald Trump? Man, this is crazy right here. They are playing with fire. But before we get into all of that, this is came out this year. It is rated R at 1 hour and 49 minutes. And I will say off the top that this is the perfect runtime. I felt that this film flowed very, very smoothly. It is an action thriller, a journey across a dystopian future America, following a team of military-embedded journalists as they race against time to reach DC before rebel factions descend upon the White House. Now, this film is written and directed by Mr. Alex Garland. This is what the gentleman looks like right here. And if we scroll down and just look at his filmography, he, of course, did Civil War, Men, Devs, Annihilation, and Ex Machina. I have not seen any of these films, but if you have, please let me know down in the comment section below. And these are some of the films that he also wrote, excuse me. But I will say this. One of the if you're a little skeptical about this film, and we're not going to get into any politics here. I do not care. Please do not comment whether you are a Republican, a Democrat, a moderate, independent. You know, we're just not going to go there in this review. What I do like about this film is it is not what you would expect. It doesn't have to do with any of that. There are no mentions of any moderates, Democrats, Republicans. It is never even mentioned. It is never even hinted at. There is no mention of Joe Biden. There is no mention of Donald Trump. There is no mention of any political party whatsoever. What I really like about this film is it never illustrates to you who the good guys are or the bad guys. You cannot identify it in any way whatsoever. At the end of this movie, you don't even know why these people are fighting each other. All you know is that they disagree on the way of life in America, and that's what you're left with. And I think that is for the better, to be completely honest with you. I think if it was the other way, the way that I went into this film would be very, very polarizing, and they could launch a bunch of fights online in the streets or whatever. But they did not do that, and I think that's what makes this film great. I think that's what makes this film stand out. Even when I'm saying that you cannot tell who the good guys or the bad guys are, there's like no red versus blue or any uniforms. It's just men in camouflage fighting other men and women in camouflage. There was a line of dialogue in particular to where they was like, hey, this person is trying to kill me, and I'm just trying to kill them before they can succeed in their goal. And hey, you can't get mad at somebody for trying to defend themselves. I am not mad at that at all. And so I think that is brilliant. But as far as who you're rooting for in this film, I think they did another great job with the cast. Because if you're looking from left to right, you have Kristen Dunst, character by the name of Lee, Wagner Moura, named Joel, Stephen McKinley Henderson, Sammy, also Cale Spaney as Jesse, and on the far right there, you have the director, Alex Garland. I cared about all of these characters in this film. These 4 characters on the far left side of the screen right now, they are in a group together. They are journalists, photojournalists. Their goal is just trying to get from one side of the country to the other side of the country so that they can interview somebody and interview as many people as they can during their journey. All this movie really is about is the horrors of war. And while it is a reflection on life, it is a realistic one, to where if we do not get our ish together, this could possibly be where we're headed. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, hey, you know, you should just be happy with what you got. But when I was watching this film, I did in some degree appreciate the life that I do have now, even though people that look like me are still accepting crumbs and have not received restitution or justice. Again, there is no black and white in this movie. I mean, it's just, there's no, you know, there's no racism, no bigotry, no hatred. It's just opposing figures that cannot get along, unfortunately. People do die in this film, and it is quite tragic. And a number of times I yelled out, damn, oh shit. You know, it really shocked me. This scene right here in particular is towards the very beginning of the film. And I like how it really set the tone for what you're about to consume as an audience member. You're probably saying to yourself, Brendan, why did you just say that? You just spoiled this part of the movie. I can 100% promise you, guarantee you that I did not. The way that I am presented to this right now, this is not a spoiler for you, but this is just very early on in the movie, and it really does set the tone to what you're in for. I don't want to say stay away from this if you're squeamish, but it is violent, and it is loud, and it is surprising at moments, and it is violent. Some of it is dang near torturous. And yes, please do not spoil this in the chat. But not only did I like the entire cast that we got, you know, and I really did care about their well-being, the acting and performances was very well too. While they did look out for each other, they was very honest with each other as well. And that's something that I really can appreciate, you know, when I'm trying to watch a movie, you know, so great job there. You know, this is, you know, going into this film, you know, I heard speculation that way, this may be one of the best films of the year. And, you know, that's true. I wouldn't be mad if this film got that award, got that type of recognition, because it's really good. I can honestly say that I don't really have any complaints about it at all. And when characters are going through all of it, as you can see right here, you really feel sorry for them. I mean, this was a sad moment right here, and I felt sorry for the character, and I was like, damn, that really does suck. You know, it really does. And while I say that you really can't tell who's the good guy or the bad guy, you know, what political affiliation are they coming from, you don't know. You really just can't tell. And the thing about it is, being a photojournalism in this type of world, I could not do this. I mean, here's an image of Kristen Dunst right here in the middle of the fight trying to take photos. This camera right here is her weapon. She is popping out like she is part of the military, acting like her camera is a weapon. I mean, seriously, like there are bullets flying past their heads right here while they're trying to get shots, while they're trying to document all of this mayhem. And me to see that in the film and know that in reality, there are some people that will actually do this for their job is very commendable, because I couldn't do it. I would just be sitting in the cut like some people were in this film, you know. Here is a map of the breakdown. And you see, there's not just one side. There's not, I mean, not just two sides, you know, left versus right or whatever. There's, you know, you have the Republic of California, the Second Republic of Texas. California and Texas are teammates in this film. And that's really funny, because in real life, the politics in both these states is very, very different. So the fact that they're teammates in this film is really compelling and interesting. You also have the Western Forces, which is the Northwest, the Loyalist states, and the Florida Alliance. The Florida Alliance is trying to also recruit the Carolinas as well. And it's just really interesting, the back and forth throughout this movie on how, you know, how people are trying to get along. You know, Canada does have some involvement as well. So it's very, very interesting. Nick Offerman is the president of this movie. And he, you know, is only in the film for a brief moment, but you don't know if he's a good president or a bad president. You know, there's people that don't like him, but the people that don't like him, you don't know if they're good or bad or he's good or bad. It's just opposing sides. And again, this film is just about the horrors of war. And yeah, it's just crazy what they're doing with this camera right here. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I really did. You know, I don't want to necessarily say it was a must see for me, but I am not disappointed after I saw this film. I'm not. I'm really not. And I had a good time. I really did. There's only 2 scenes in this film to where I was saying to myself, okay, this person is evil. This person is no good. This is a dark character right here. But again, I don't, and the justice was served, but I don't know what side they was on, and I don't know their motives. So the fact that you have this movie that doesn't choose a side on who's right or who's wrong, who's evil or good. I mean, you can't even depict in this movie who's, you know, who is a good person or an evil person, the good side or the bad side. And another thing that I like about this is the action is very, very intense. I saw this at AMC movie theaters, the Dolby Cinema, and I was right there smack in the middle. And when they're firing and showing explosions and all of that, it is really drastic and dramatic and all of the things that you want to experience in a good and bad way when you're in the theater. I really do like the gunfights, the gun battles, and hearing people cry out was very, very saddening. But I like the tone of the film because it felt realistic and dark. But when something crazy happened and you're like, damn, I cannot believe I just witnessed that on screen, the next scene really was a palate cleanser and calmed your soul and had great soundtrack and score in the background so that you can take all in. It was very soothing right after a very, very dramatic scene when you saw nothing but death and carnage just a few seconds ago. You know, you want your adrenaline to die down a bit. And I remember at least 2 or 3 scenes to where I was saying to myself, okay, that music right now is very comforting right now and is making me relax from what I just saw. Has a few lines of dialogue and then it moves on to the next scene, the next state, and then it happens again with different goals and objectives that they're trying to accomplish at that certain time. Characters pop in and pop out very quickly. Some last, some don't. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And so I think it's a great film. If I had to give this a rating out of a 1 out of 10, I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10, a solid 8.5 out of 10. But if you are interested in seeing Civil War, I think you should. You will not be disappointed, in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And so let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But I think that director Alex Garland did a great job with putting this film together. And he should be proud of himself because they took a very mature approach to this when he could have possibly, you know, inserted all of his political or religious beliefs in this film, and he did not whatsoever. It just, you know, the opposing sides just don't agree. And so, again, I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to check out a few comments that has to do with the movie that are on topic, and then we can go from there. Thank you, B. I'm interested in seeing the Civil War movie. Right on. I got the Cali and Texas rebel against the president because of what he's doing and did. And I think that they probably mentioned that at the end. I probably missed it, but I see what you're saying. If they can't go there, then skip it for me. Okay. I mean, you know, they don't, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, please don't spoil in the chat. This movie is definitely loud. It's doing great at the box office from what I heard. Let's check that out real quick, because I have not looked. All right, Civil War. 25 million worldwide so far. What is the production budget for this film? I don't think it's that much. I'm gonna guess 50 million, no, 25 million. Okay, 50 million, okay. 50 million, that's not bad. But we'll see what the final numbers are tomorrow. I can't imagine too many people overseas would see this, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's see here. Cost 20, it made 25, 50, okay, yep. Yeah, but you gave it a 4 out of 10, okay. Has a B- cinema score, which isn't that great. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Music selections were definitely questionable. I like them. I think that calm my soul, you know, during certain moments. Well, hey, there you go. Yep. I mean, I thought this film was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Amazing film. Second best I've seen this year. Dune Part 2 is number one. I do like that. Yeah. That's a good comment. So thank you. There was another image that I was trying to pull up, and this is not like a spoiler, but this guy right here was evil. You know, he was an a-hole right here. And he got what was coming to him. But you don't know what side he's on or what his motive was. So that's kind of what I was referring to earlier. And another just tragic scene right here. But it was good. Kristen Dunst did her thing as well. And so I recommend it. I think you guys should see it. So I enjoyed it. And so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Whether you're watching this via live or in the replay, I would really like to know. I would really like to know.